My name is Preston Gutierrez. So definitely appreciate you hopping on and taking time out of your busy Thursdays to join me, learn more about WORK4 and what we're currently doing with the transportation industry. I will give everybody a couple more minutes to hop on and join before we actually get started. So I'll give them just a couple moments and we'll kick things off. All right, perfect. I don't want to keep you all any longer. I know you guys have a busy day ahead of you. So go ahead and kick things off and we'll let the others join as they decide to hop on. So again, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Preston Gutierrez. I am a strategic account manager here with WORK4. I have been with WORK4 going on 2 years now. Time has flown. Prior to WORK4, I was also in the recruitment advertising space. I worked with Indeed for a number of years as well. So I have quite a bit of experience in the recruitment advertising space, but then also I do handle a lot of our transportation clients here at WORK4. And in terms of, with the transportation industry, I wanted to take some time today and go through, what we're currently doing with our current clients now, with our partnership with Facebook, and talk to you a little bit more about, the solutions that we have and how they can help you reach your goals for talent acquisition, employer branding, and really getting employees engaged in your talent acquisition process as well. So with WORK4, who we are. Some of you might not have heard of WORK4 before. We are a company that was started back in 2010. We're headquartered out of Paris, France, but we also have locations, our tech office out of San Francisco. And then we also have numerous remote employees around the US. So myself, I'm actually located down here in Austin, Texas. It's finally getting a little cooler this time of year, which is very nice. But as you can see, we work with a lot of large Fortune 1000, Fortune 500 companies, a lot of transportation clients as well. I'll go into some more detail in just a moment regarding those. But as you can see, a lot of name brands, within the restaurant space, retail, Best Buy, PayPal, Amazon's, Pepsi's. So a lot of large organizations trust us with their social media needs as far as recruiting and branding. And so definitely wanted to go through what we can do for you and what we're currently doing for some of our transportation clients as well. So our commitment is very important to us. It's to bring you candidates that you won't find elsewhere. And what this means is that, within the Facebook environment, within social media, utilizing that platform now really allows you to tap into a pool of candidates that you really wouldn't be able to reach through your traditional mediums or your channels. Thinking of your traditional job boards, the Indeeds, the Monsters, the career builders. The majority of candidates that are going to those sites, those are active candidates that are actively looking for positions. And a lot of times, something that some people aren't aware of is you'll actually receive duplicate traffic from a lot of those sites. And what I mean by that is a lot of those sites are cross-posting positions, and so sometimes it can be very hard to track, of course. That's definitely a top priority for a lot of clients. But within social media, it really allows you to get in front of the candidates that are, of course, active, but also those passive candidates as well. The great thing about Facebook and transportation, and I'll go into some more detail in just a moment, is drivers on Facebook are very prevalent. There's a lot of drivers on Facebook. They spend a lot of time on Facebook and social media when they're out on the road, and so it's a perfect platform to engage with those candidates from a branding and employer branding point of view, but also talent acquisition and getting your jobs in front of those candidates and getting them engaged in that process as well. So here's just a snapshot of just a few of the transportation companies that we work with, and I manage a large number of those clients as well. As a strategic account manager, I'm partnering with these clients to make sure they're getting the best ROI from our solutions, they're getting the best candidates from the campaigns that we're running, and then just assisting them in their day-to-day and making sure that their branding and their message is consistent with what they're looking to advertise. So you'll see here, a number of clients I work with are Shelton Trucking, Melton Truck Lines, Schaefer Trucking, ABF Logistics, just to name a few. And today I'll walk you through some of the solutions that they're currently utilizing to get an edge on the competition out there, to get some qualified drivers in their door and to fill their trucks. So right now, in the current climate in this year, and this is something that I'm sure all of you are very well aware of, is the driver shortage that's currently going on. It's a top concern for a lot of my clients that I work with, and that's why, of course, they're looking to social media and other avenues to tap into that additional talent pool. For a lot of my clients, the more time that their trucks are left sitting on the lot without a driver, it's costing them money every single day. So our main goal is to help them fill those trucks as soon as possible, but also for the lowest cost possible as well. So some of the top concerns for really all of my transportation clients, of course, is going to be improving the quality of hires that they're receiving from their sources that they're currently utilizing. So I'll talk to you a little bit more in detail about how Facebook can help improve quality through the proprietary targeting system of the campaigns. They're looking to fill those trucks as fast as possible as well, which is a priority for not just truck driving and transportation, but I'm sure for most organizations out there. And then another very, very important one is improving employer branding. So, of course, the top goal, top thing at mind for many of my clients is filling those as fast as possible, but also to present themselves in a great employer brand on social media. It's a great platform, not just to advertise jobs, but also advertise what it's like to work for your company, create interest in your company, and ultimately build buzz around that as well. So maybe if the candidates aren't necessarily ready to apply that right then and there, you're at least leaving a great impression on them. So when they are ready to apply or looking for a career change, they'll think of your company first and foremost. So with Facebook, and I kind of alluded to this in the very beginning, drivers are very heavily invested in Facebook, just simply because of the nature of the position that they have. Clearly, they're on the road at most times, driving across country, and so they need to stay in touch with family and loved ones while they're out and about. The majority of them, they're not going to have access to a desktop computer. Looking for new positions. The majority of them, have their mobile device. That's their main mode of communication between friends and loved ones and family back home. And Facebook is a very popular medium of staying in contact with friends and family. So These are some insights that we were able to pull directly from Facebook. So with Work4, we have a very, very close partnership with Facebook. Ever since we were founded, we've partnered with Facebook directly. We're right down the road from them there in California. We meet with them on a regular basis, trying to improve our products and what they offer as well. And so we have access to a lot of very valuable data when it comes to different audiences within Facebook. And this, again, lends into the targeting that I'll talk about in just a moment. But right now, there's over 2 million active drivers that are currently utilizing Facebook as a social media platform. And then as a result of that, each driver on average, that are using Facebook, they're spending about an hour and 40 minutes every single day on Facebook. So when they're stopping for the night to rest, when they're at a truck stop, when they have a break, they're pulling up Facebook, they're checking on friends, what updates, what news is there. And so this is an absolutely perfect platform to actually get your positions right in front of them. As soon as you pull up Facebook, it's sent to them right there in their news feeds to start engaging with your job and your company. And then, of course, all of that really lends into the next piece of data here, that they're 15 times more reactive to ads on Facebook than any other platform. It's just simply because, again, they're mobile. They don't have time typically to sit down. They are searching for jobs. To actually search jobs on a desktop computer or a laptop even, it's going to need their mobile device. And so this is a perfect way to reach them from a talent acquisition standpoint, but also from an employer branding as well. So again, this kind of just goes into a little more detail about what I just described, but again, it offers a great way to reach those drivers as well. One of the great things about Facebook and the information that we have available to us is all the different audiences and the data that we have from our past campaigns and all the behaviors and habits of the individuals on Facebook as well. The great thing about Facebook is we can actually look into who's liking certain pages, who's members of certain maybe transportation groups on Facebook, what certain habits do they have that can really point us in the right direction on what candidates would be a good fit for your role, and actually to get those ads out in front of them as well. So that's, of course, our main goal, to make your career page as engaging as possible, and also create an engaging ad for those drivers. So today, what I wanted to talk about is really 3 main solutions that we offer and that are utilized by a lot of our transportation clients and a lot of clients that I work with on a day-to-day basis. One is going to be the Work4 Ambassador Program, the Work4 Career Application, and of course the Work4 Pipeline. So I'll start kind of from left to right, and I'll walk you through those. The Ambassador Program, that is a tool and a product that really helps empower your employees and your recruiters to become brand ambassadors and get them engaged in the talent acquisition process to create more buzz around your company and create more traffic back to your jobs. The Work4 Career Application, again, I'll walk you through each of these one by one. That is a custom software that we've developed that is actually installed on your Facebook page. And so it creates a fully interactive career page right on Facebook. Candidates can go to, they can search positions, create job alerts, apply to positions right from there as well. So creates a destination within the social media platform that candidates can interact with your jobs. And then lastly, what we'll talk about today is going to be the Work4 Pipeline. So this is what is typically most popular with our transportation clients, because this is the product that is going to utilize that targeted advertising through Facebook, taking advantage of that data and getting those ads out in front of your of qualified drivers to create a steady pipeline of applications flowing back to your recruiters. So the first one that I'll talk about is going to be the Ambassadors Program. And so there's 2 parts to the Ambassador product that we offer, and I'll actually walk you through kind of a live demo in just a quick second when I go into the career application, because one of those is actually tied to the career application. But the first part is being an ambassador to share jobs on behalf of your company. So this is a great tool that enables your recruiters and the rest of your employees at the company to get involved in the recruiting process and start sharing jobs automatically to their networks through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through Twitter. So to really create or cast a net out there to bring more candidates back to your career site to learn about your company and apply to the jobs. Something I say to a lot of my clients that I work with, and I think it's a good analogy, is when you think about a career site, whether it be on Facebook or your website or anywhere else, it is a destination. And so you need a way to bring people and individuals back to that destination. And so a great way to do that is by actually sharing jobs. And so with this tool, and again, I'll walk you through really what that looks like in more detail in just a moment. But what this tool allows you to do and your employees to do is to create an account to essentially connect their Facebook, their LinkedIn, their Twitter accounts, and then start sharing jobs that are important to them to their networks. Data shows that when jobs or content is shared from an employee, it's more likely to be viewed because, again, their networks and their friends that they have on those websites trust them. They typically have similar likes and interests. So when they share that position, you kind of see a ripple effect. You'll see that being engaged with. You'll see other individuals start to share that position as well. So again, just kind of casting a wider net out there to bring those individuals back to your jobs. The next portion of that ambassador product is going to be focused really on kind of the employer branding component. So not just focusing on the talent acquisition or the jobs like the first part was. This is more to kind of build interest around your company. And so what this tool allows you to do, here's a screenshot of what that tool looks like. It's a library that your recruiters can manage. And so essentially what they're able to do is go in there and create content. So if you have articles or blogs, videos, anything of that nature that you want to share and get out there, your recruiters can create pieces of content within this library. You'll see right here on the left-hand side. And so they can upload an image, they can link an article if it's on a website, and then upload it, or type up a quick little tagline that would catch individuals' attention. And then you can have other employees sign up to start sharing that content to their networks as well. So kind of completing the piece of the puzzle. So not just sharing jobs, but also sharing content as well. So, if you have candidates that maybe they're just not ready for a job move at this point in time, or they're ready to apply, but they're seeing interesting stuff about what your company is doing. Maybe you have new initiatives, you have a new truck line, a new fleet that you added to your organization. That sticks in the minds of those candidates. And so at a later time, they're then going to think of your company when they are ready to apply. So that then really naturally moves into the WORK4 career application. And I'll go away from my slide in just a second. I'll walk you through actually one of my clients' career pages so you can see what the different functionalities are. But essentially what this allows you to do is we have our software and our program that we install on your career page or your Facebook page. Some clients, they'll have separate Facebook pages for just kind of their main branding component, and then they'll have a career Facebook page as well. So that can be installed on either or both of those. But this creates a fully interactive environment for candidates to go and view jobs on a social media platform. I've worked with a lot of competitors in the past. I'm familiar with that, working with WORK4 and my time at Indeed. A lot of competitors, they'll typically have maybe a tab that can be added, but it's more times than not very limited in functionality. More times than not, what you'll see is that it's just a feed of jobs that candidates can scroll through and click on, and it would then take them to that job. This is actually taking it a step further, quite a bit further, and allowing candidates to go in, search for jobs, create job alerts. So if they're not ready to apply, they can create a profile so they'll be notified at a later time. And then there's also a significant branding component that is worked into this application as well. So again, allowing you to really get your message across on your career page as well. So let me go away from the presentation here. So let me share my screen, and I'll take you to one of my clients. So this is ABF Freight Lines. So they're located in Arkansas. I work with them closely. They're utilizing all of our features, especially the career application pipeline product to drive candidates. to the recruiters. So you'll see here that this is actually just installed directly on their Facebook page. So this is a tab right here. You'll see it's labeled as careers. You can name that anything that you would like. So you can name it jobs, work for us, whatever you prefer. But when you click on this, this then takes you to that fully interactive career site right within social media. So you'll see that the branding opportunities are significant here as well. So you have space at the top to have a banner image on the right-hand side. You have the ability to have images and videos as well. So some of my clients, they elect to have clickable images. So if you have a landing page on your career site, maybe on different programs that you have, or just to learn about your transportation company, we can make this clickable to direct them there. And then, as I just mentioned, even videos can be embedded within this career application. So some of my clients, they have videos about what it's like working with ABF, or what it's like working at a certain organization, talking about the culture. All of that can be included right here. So again, it's providing more than just a feed of jobs. It's providing a branding aspect as well, so they can learn more about your company and feel more comfortable. And then just very quickly, I mean, you'll see here, this feed of jobs is coming directly from their career site. And again, you can connect with your career site doing the standard indexing and scrape, or we can set up an XML feed. So this pulls over all of the positions every single day. They can be categorized by location. They can search by keyword or job title. We even have a neat little functionality where there's an interactive map that candidates can interact with as well. So some of my clients have jobs all over the US or all over the world. And so, they have the opportunity to actually view an entire map and interact with it that way. So you can actually click on each individual location. It will then take them closer in to see what jobs are located where to get them to the right positions. And then very quickly, I will also take you through just taking a look at social job sharing. So this is that component of the ambassador program that I told you about, where you really can get your employees engaged with the talent acquisition process. And so this tool allows them to go through and connect their various social media networks to start sharing your positions to those networks as well. And so when you sign up, and again, this is something that, after the call today, I'd be more than happy to connect you either with myself or one of our new business executives to kind of talk through these solutions and how they can be tailored direct to your business as well. So, definitely following up after the conversation today. So if you'd like to set up those meetings, we can definitely do that. But here you'll see you have a nice dashboard. This shows all the activity of where the shares are coming from. The automatic tab, this is where your recruiters can go in and set up their profile. So I have a lot of recruiters with transportation companies that they're responsible for only certain markets, for certain drivers, or only certain positions. And so you can come in here and choose what locations, or I'm sorry, networks you would like to share to. So you can see you don't have to share to all. But for example, if I wanted to share to LinkedIn, I could set that live, and then I can come in here and say what locations or job types I actually want to start sharing. So as you can see, if I don't have anything in there, it's just sharing all jobs. But if I only want to share transportation jobs, I can then come in here and choose what locations I want to share to. And you'll see that, say I chose Kinston. There's one job matching criteria, and I can select multiple locations. So only those jobs will be automatically shared. So it really empowers your employees to focus on their day-to-day and not focus on having to manually share positions, which again, you typically see a lot less engagement when you manually have to do that. So this is a tool that automatically sets that up for them. And again, they can choose how often they want to share these jobs, those networks, so they can choose to share as little or as much as they would like to do so. So that is a quick overview of the career application. So again, this is something that I'd be more than happy to connect with each of you, a little more in detail and kind of go through how this would look on your specific pages as well. And let's move on to the pipeline product as well, because that is really where most of our transportation clients, they're utilizing the most and getting great returns from as well in terms of applications. So let me switch back over to my presentation here. All right, perfect. So the pipeline products. So this is the feature that is really utilizing Facebook's proprietary targeting information to get your positions that are most important to you, your driver positions in front of the eyes of those qualified drivers and candidates. Something that I found interesting. I work, of course, with a lot of transportation clients. One of my clients that just recently joined Work4. One of the things that he mentioned was the reason that he partnered with Work4 is because he found that a lot of qualified and experienced drivers out there are not actively searching for jobs, which again can lead to that driver shortage that we're experiencing. And his point, and exactly the point of Work4 is we're there to help you get those jobs in front of those drivers. So maybe they're not actively looking to make a career change. This is a perfect platform where we can actually get those jobs in front of them right when they're on the go, when they're working, when they're taking a break, and then attract them, with different perks and get them to experience what it's like working with your company and then apply as well. So what this actually does is we take your positions that you're looking to advertise, so over the road drivers, whatever it might be, and we actually will set up this campaign and build this campaign to get the maximum ROI. And so what we actually are doing is, we've run thousands and thousands of campaigns over the years, and so we have various audiences and we have data that we can use and build into this campaign to target these specific candidates. Something that I always found interesting when you think about it, when you're using channels like Indeed or Monster, LinkedIn, you're more or less you're posting and praying. You're posting the position there, you're sponsoring it, whatever it might be, and you're hoping that a qualified candidate comes along and views that position and applies. But it's not stopping anyone else from applying to that position. Like, for example, I could go on, and right now I'm not a truck driver, I'm not qualified, but I could find your position, I could apply to it. With Facebook technology, what we're doing is we're utilizing all the data that we have in the back end of Facebook and what they're able to provide to narrow down and get smart about who we're actually delivering your jobs to and your advertisements to. And so we're delivering you better qualified candidates each and every time to reduce that ignorant apply, if you will. And of course, it's a great technology to capture the drivers through mobile technology, since they're always on their mobile device. So here's just a quick little example, just to kind of walk you through what that process would look like. So for example, here's Ben. He is a truck driver. I can assume he's happy where he's at, but he's always open to a new opportunity, open to new companies. So he's on Facebook. He opens up his newsfeed. He wants to check on his kids that are back home, and he sees an advertisement for your company. Your transportation company, and it's eye-catching, it's engaging, and so it interests him. It piques his interest, and so he clicks on that ad and essentially gets more information about that. It brings up a short little job description. He has the opportunity to apply, so he can put in all of his information right there within Facebook. So you can even have customized questions around what kind of background do they have? Do they have a CDL license currently? And then once he applies, that goes directly into your system, so your recruiters can start to manage that and make the contact and start the dialogue. Now, we actually do have a number of integrations set up with various ATSs out there right now. So like 10th Street, for example, EBE, and we're certainly open to additional integrations as well. So that's really where, once we connect with you on an individual level, we can then take a look at what systems you're currently utilizing. If it's not one that we are currently integrated with, we definitely can get that process started with our product team to get that integration set up. And so on the other end of the spectrum, so after Ben applies, for example, you then have somebody here. So meet Maeva. She's a talent acquisition manager with your transportation company. She can easily manage the jobs that are being advertised through the campaign, working through myself. That's my role as an account manager here, and with my clients that I work with is I'm making sure that they're getting the best return with these campaigns. And so I'll meet with them usually on a bi-weekly basis, reviewing the candidates that they're receiving, taking a look at their KPIs, making sure that we're meeting those, and if we need to make adjustments, we certainly can. But she can manage everything right there from her computer. So she receives Ben's application. He looks like a great fit. So she goes ahead and starts reaching out to Ben to start that dialogue and that process. So our goal is really to deliver a steady stream of candidates to your system for the lowest cost possible. And I'll get into some examples as far as what we're doing for some of our clients. And then, of course, as I mentioned, she can monitor everything from her side as well from the campaign, including the KPIs to evaluate performance, and then, of course, to evaluate efficiency as well. So here is just an example for one of our clients. This is actually my clients that I'm working with currently. So Doubleday Transport. So I actually work with Mel. She'll see she gave a nice little comment there at the top right. But when she joined on to WORK4 earlier this year and partnered with us, her main concern, again, like a lot of clients that we work with, especially in the transportation space, is that she wanted to find those candidates that weren't traditionally in your traditional networks, your traditional advertising networks. She was utilizing Craigslist quite a bit. She was utilizing, of course, Indeed, some of the other advertising websites, but she really wasn't seeing kind of a new set of candidates. It was kind of the same thing. She wasn't receiving the quality that she was wanting. And so that's where we came in. And so basically what she's done is she has a campaign running throughout the entire year. See there at the bottom, just a snapshot of the performance metrics that we've delivered. This is just over a 3-month period. So within a 3-month period, we delivered an $8 cost per application to her. Again, this is with that integration setup. Within 3 months, we delivered over 232 completed applications to her system, and then also almost 40,000 unique impressions with that as well. And so impressions, if you're not familiar what impressions are, just think of that as almost free advertising. Impressions is how many times a particular advertisement has been displayed within a particular network. So the more impressions, you're not paying for that. That's just additional advertising that you're able to receive through this network as well. But just to kind of speak a little more about this, as time has gone on, we've been running her campaign since about March this year. We've delivered close to 1,000 completed applications since March, since that campaign began, with an average overall CPA of about $9.50. This is over almost a year's time. And so the results are definitely there, and the great thing about this is, again, these are qualified candidates. It's trying to reduce that ignorant apply, as I mentioned earlier. So reducing, just the people that don't have the experience, we can build in custom questions if you would like that information. So how many years experience do they have? All of that can be built into the apply form as well. Here's another example of one of our clients that we work with as well. USA Truck, again, they've had a partnership with us for quite some time. They on average run $1,000 monthly budget to promote their driver positions. And again, within about a 3-month time, they had 325 completed qualified applications. So again, these ads are really meant to be very easy for the candidates to apply. That's the thing about social media, is that when these drivers are on the road, you want them to be able to interact with your ads quickly and as easily as possible. So when, for example, you see this ad right here on the right-hand side, if I was a driver, I pull up my Facebook newsfeed, I see that, it's interesting, I hit learn more. A short little window will pop up right within Facebook, and I can actually enter my information, apply within just less than a minute, and then I go about my way. And then that process starts, your recruiters reach out. It's a very, very fast and efficient process. So very, very easy. So these are, really, this was kind of a snapshot, an overall, just a high-level view of what we're currently doing with our clients within the transportation industry. We're very proud about what we've done, within the past year. We've identified key verticals here at WORK4, and transportation is at the very top of that list. And something that I failed to mention, and I apologize, everybody, something that we've recently partnered with Facebook as well on is the integration with their Facebook job board. So that's a very important piece, and I apologize I skipped over that. But essentially, if you're familiar with Facebook Jobs, this was something that Facebook released earlier this year. And it allows, it was really meant for really small businesses to go in and post their positions manually. But obviously for our clients that we deal with and our large businesses and of course, transportation clients, it doesn't make sense to manually post your positions. And so recently we partnered officially with Facebook and that Facebook job board. And so going back to the Work4 career application, we have the ability to cross-post all of your positions directly to the Facebook job board automatically as well. And this is something that we've been doing for the past 2 months, and the results have been phenomenal, because what that means is that no longer do candidates or job seekers need to go directly to your career page or your Facebook page to view your positions. They can just be searching for positions within Facebook jobs, within a particular location, and your jobs would be available to them to be viewed and then applied to as well. And so the amount of organic traffic and the additional traffic that that's delivering to your positions is just incredible. And we're one of the very, very first partners actually with Facebook and offer this functionality. So very, very exciting as well. So now that we've kind of gone through that information, I really wanted to open this up to maybe any questions that you all have. Again, I would be more than happy, after this, we'll follow up with some information. And so I'd be more than happy, either myself or to connect you with one of our new business representatives to then, sit down with you, talk about what your needs are, what your expectations would be, and kind of tailor these solutions to your needs. And kind of what that would look like. So I'll definitely be following up with some of that information as well, so we can get those conversations started. So does anybody have any questions for me that I can address now? Feel free to write your questions there in the chat box, and I'd be more than happy to address those as well. Yes. So yes, we are recording this. And so yes, that will be available either today, or once that's available, either tomorrow, I will send that out to you all as well. Thanks for bringing that up, James. So we'll definitely send that over to share this with our management to look at as well. Correct. So if you're referring, Amanda, to like comments or something on the ads themselves, that would be something that you would all you could respond to yourselves. We're of course managing everything on the campaign, from the text, the images, and that's something too. I didn't really go into detail. We have a dedicated ads team here at Work4, and so from the very beginning, from when you're with us, we actually connect you, including myself and our ads team, to go through and to outline what your needs, what your expectations are, what creatives you want to use. We certainly want to use creatives that include your employer branding, pictures of your trucks. So all of that will be incorporated into that. And then, of course, we'll be managing the campaign from start to finish. And so based on your feedback, if adjustments need to be made, we certainly can do that as well. So as far as a commitment, we can discuss with you kind of at a specific level what that would look like. We have a number of different options, James, that we can offer you, really to give you the opportunity to kind of test this out. So, not signing up necessarily just for a 12-month program, but also kind of a pilot as well. So we'd be more than happy, again, if you'd like to connect with us, and we can kind of sit down and talk about what your needs are, what you're currently doing right now, and then kind of tailor what those options would look like for you. Perfect. Any other questions for me today? And again, I'll send this information out. So if you do have any other questions, don't hesitate to communicate with us via email. I'd be more than happy to do that with you as well. Perfect. Well, it's been a pleasure. I definitely appreciate everybody's time today. Thank you so much. I know it's Thursday, kind of middle of the day, maybe lunchtime for some of you all. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your lunchtime to visit with me. Let me know if you do have any questions, and I definitely look forward to connecting with some of you individually in the future as well. So thank you so much, everybody. I see Sarah. Sarah, did you have a question? I see you're typing one as well. All right, perfect. All right, well, thank you, everybody. Take care. Have a great day.